to good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Today in Proverbs. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful Monday. Today is the 16th. Proverbs has a chapter for every day of the month. There are 31 chapters in Proverbs. And when there are not 31 days in the month, you keep reading until you catch up. Okay? So today is the 16th. And that's where we gonna start on the 16th chapter. I'm reading between the New King James Version and the Message Bible. And there are times I'll start out with the Message Bible and go to the New King James Version. Or I'll start out with the New King James Version and give you the Message Version. Okay? Those are the two books that I have. And the thing about Proverbs is it's designed to teach you how to live today. Okay? So, Father, let's pray and get in this word. Father, I thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, that I may precisely articulate this word with wisdom and understanding to pierce the hearing, the vision, and the hearts of your children, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle you have ordained for us to live. Okay? So let's get into it. Ain't nobody up in here yet, but that don't stop nothing, okay? And then at some point, I will also be giving you definitions of certain words, okay? Because I don't want to assume that you know the meaning, and I'm not trying to insult your intelligence as well. But I just want to, when I see something, and I'll give you a definition of it so it'll have a better context for you. All right. So let's start out in the New King James Version, chapter 16, verse 1. The preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. Okay. In the Message Bible, it says mortals make elaborate plans, but God has the last word. And this is one of the reasons that you have to be careful about some of the things that you're saying. Gino, uh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're the first one up in here today, too, brother. Thank you. Verse 2. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit. That's that. See, the Lord is raising Denise. Thank you for joining me. See, the Lord is raising your motive behind why you're doing what you're doing. And a lot of people have 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 agendas attached to their motives. They're not as pure as they're leading you on to be. Verse 2, it says, humans are satisfied with whatever looks good. God probes for what is good. Okay? See, you can fool man, but you can't fool God. And it's a lot of people out here actually and call themselves Christians and actually trying to fool God. You can't fool God. Verse 3, commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. Listen, commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. In the Message Bible, it says, put God in charge of your work, then what you plan will take place. And a lot of times, God is the last person that we put in charge of what we're doing. Most of the time, he's last because we got so many other things that come first. Verse 4, the Lord has made all for himself. Yes, even the wicked for the day of doom. Lord got to, he's going to have to make an example out of somebody. That's 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 just it. See, the Lord needs to show you exactly what's going to happen when you live a wicked life. He got to show you. And that wicked man don't have the same protection as that righteous man. So you got a lot of people out here just because the law. Thank you for joining me. Just because they are born again, still thinking they can do whatever they want, how they want, and God gonna be there for them. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. Especially if he's been trying to warn you. Now, in the Message Bible, it says God made everything with a place and purpose. Even the wicked are included, but for judgment. How you think God gonna pass his judgment if he don't condemn the wicked man? You, you think he gonna pass that hell and brimstone to his children? No. No, he needs somebody to make an example of. And a lot of people volunteering. See, you got a lot of people volunteering for God to make an example of them, and not in a good way. Verse 5, everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. And you can see that today in some of our politics, how people are banding together, man, doing wrong, covering each other, running interference for each other. And God says, though they join forces, none will go unpunished. And if you know that, you ain't got to worry, because man, when you see somebody doing some crazy stuff, with some wicked stuff, why are you upset when you know what they're doing, what their destination is? You don't get upset with them, because ain't nothing they can do that's gonna hurt you. Nothing. No matter how hard they try, they ain't gonna be able to hurt you. They're gonna end up hurting themselves, because the Bible says you dig one hole, you better dig two. Okay? And when somebody dig a hole for you, they digging it for themselves. In the Message Bible, it says God can't stomach arrogance or pretense. Believe me, he'll put those upstarts in their place. See, when you have an arrogant or pretentious person, they fake. They trying to be something that they're not. And they want you to accept that. That's all they doing, pretending. And anything that is pretending is fake. It's not real. It's pretentious. Hey, South. Hi, I'm new to your channel. I'm wondering, what does it say something about digging holes? I would like to know. You ain't got to listen. Man, don't even worry about your husband. And actually, if you feel that way about your husband, then it has to say, why you marry him? See, that was your choice. Okay? You said I do. And now you complaining. How come you didn't see that before you said I do? Because I'm sure the evidence was there and you missed it. Okay? All right? Verse 6. And listen, see, here again, if you got somebody that is living a wicked life around you, man, listen to Proverbs. Proverbs gonna tell you just what's gonna happen to them. That's why I like this book, because it'll tell you if you're living right, this is what you can expect. If you're living wrong, this is what you can expect. And the choice is yours. Verse 6. In mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity. And by the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. Listen, in mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity. And by the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. In the Message Bible, it says guilt is banished through love and truth. Fear of God deflects evil. Man, when you have this fear of God is reverence. Okay? All right. This is reverence. That fear of God. You ain't gonna do something out of respect. See, that's the fear that we're talking about. You know, it just some things you ain't gonna do, man, because you got respect. I yesterday went and bought some lottery tickets, and uh, and what I bought was $5, and the lady tried to charge me $4. She gave me back. I gave her a 20. She gave me back $16. I said, wait a minute, you giving me too much money. Okay? See, I don't want to take this dollar knowing that you made a mistake and that blocked my blessing. Okay? And sometimes your integrity is going to be tested. Let me say that again. Sometimes your integrity is going to be tested. And a lot of people, when somebody make a mistake and give them back more money, man, they talking about, look how God blessed me. God ain't blessed you. God just tested you and you failed. Okay? You failed. And even though it wasn't nothing but $1, see, small things grow into big things. And you don't know what. Always be conscious of your integrity. Verse 7. When a man ways please the Lord, he make even his enemies to be at peace with him. Hold on, y'all. Listen to this. Listen to this. When a man ways please the Lord, he make even his enemies be at peace with him. They can't stand your guts, but they're going to give you some respect. And matter of fact, you might be one of the few people that even though they don't like you, they'll still give you respect. Okay? In the Message Bible, it says, when God approves of your life, even your enemies will end up shaking your hand. And now that's some powerful stuff. See, that is powerful. God will make even your enemy be at peace with you. And they don't like you, but they respect you. Okay? They'll have respect for you. Verse 8. Better is a little with righteousness than vast revenues without justice. Better is a little with righteousness than vast revenues without justice. In the Message Bible, it says, far better to be right and poor than to be wrong and rich. And see, a lot of y'all don't believe. Man, there's some people with billions of dollars and unhappy. They ain't even happy, man. They ain't got no peace. And they got billions. And you live a better life than they do. You got more peace with the little that you have than they do with the wealth that they have. That's a reality, man. Verse 9. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his step. See, when you want to do something, God is going to give in your intuition, do this. Do this. Y'all know I'm dealing with a situation with this guy. And this morning, I got up and did what he told me to do. And then it's like, no. I want you to do this. I'm going to tell y'all about it. I'm working on some stuff. I'm going to tell you about it. But I want to get through it first, and then I'm going to tell you what I did. Okay? In the Message Bible, it says, we plan the way we want to live, but only God makes us able to live it. Only God. And the sad part is there are a lot of people, man, that's done gave up on God. And they call themselves Christians. But because they can't see, just like that, what they want to see, they start doubting and questioning God. Verse 10. Divination is on the lips of the king. His mouth must not transgress in judgment. Let's look at that word divination. Hold on. Let me give you a definition of that. Divination, the practice of seeking hidden knowledge, future events, or guidance from supernatural or occult or divine sources. So it says divination is on the lips of the king. His mouth must not transgress in judgment. In the Message Bible, it says a good leader motivates, doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. That's a good leader. Motivates. A good leader ain't gonna take advantage of you. A good leader ain't gonna cheat you. Ain't gonna abuse you. A good leader. But you got some people out here, man, when they in charge, shoot, that power goes straight to their head. And they'll treat you any kind of way because they're the ones that are in charge. Verse 11. Honest weights and scales are the Lord's. Honest weights and scale are the Lord's. All the weight in the bag are his work. Okay? Honest weight and scales are the Lord's. All the weight in the bag are his work. In the Message Bible, it say God cares about honesty in the workplace. Your business is his business. Okay? Your business is his business. When you doing it the right way, because one, you're magnifying God. Man, when you live in the right way, you magnify the presence of God. When you live a righteous lifestyle, when you live a wicked lifestyle, you magnifying Satan. Just that simple. Verse 12. It's an abomination for kings to commit wickedness, for a throne is established by righteousness. And remember, I told you, righteousness is not perfect, but righteousness is not harmful. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. You ain't cheating, you ain't stealing, you ain't lying. Okay? When you live a righteous lifestyle, it ain't perfect. And see, the enemy got Christian talk. When you speak righteous, oh, ain't nobody perfect. No, ain't nobody perfect. You're right. You're right. Nobody's perfect, but you can be righteous because you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. In the Message Bible, it says, "Good leaders abhor wrongdoing of all kinds. Sound leadership has a moral foundation," and not just America, but the world right now has really lost its moral compass. That is what's wrong. There are a lot of people who call themselves Christians, but their morality is off track. Okay? And that's what we need to get back to, the morality of living, doing what's right. Regardless to, and see, when you do what's right, man, that ain't the popular thing to do. A lot of people gonna come against you because you trying to do things the right way. Why are you wasting your time? Ain't nobody interested in that. You think you better than somebody else. That's how they gonna demonize you. And you can't be swayed with those opinions. Okay? Verse 13. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him who speak what is right. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him who speak what is right. The Message Bible say good leaders cultivate honest speech. They love advisors who tell them the truth. And right now, you got people, advisors. You can look at the president. He got his advisors would tell him what he wants to hear. That's how they sway him, because they tell him what he wants to hear. And what he wants to hear might not be the right thing. But that is what, because it's ego. That was what will persuade his ego, telling him what he wants to hear. Verse 14. As messengers of death is the king's wrath, but a wise man will appease it. In the Message Bible, it says, an intemperate leader wreaks havoc in lives. You're smart to stay clear of somebody like that. Intemperate. Let me look at that. Let me look that word up. Hold on. Let me give you the definition of that. Intemperate. A lack of moderation, restraint, or self-control, often characterized by an excessive indulgence in passion, appetite, alcohol, or by severe, harsh behavior. That's an undisciplined person. That is an undisciplined person that ain't got no filter and no boundaries. That's the kind of person. And the Bible say, if you're smart, man, you'll stay clear of that kind of person. I don't care how much power they got, how much influence they got. Stay away from that. Because it ain't nothing but destruction. And too many people right now are running to folk that who appear to have some influence and power, but man, they reckless. They reckless. And look at this lady, Christy Nome. Okay? Look at all of the stuff that all of the lives that she done wrecked with her decision, all of the no compassion for people, and she gonna be the first one for. She might even go to jail. I'm serious. She might even go to jail because you see, she done fell off her throne. I mean, she done went flying private. She was flying private, bought brand new airplanes. Now she got to pay her own airfare. See, when she was big dog. Oh man, she was living it up with her boyfriend and married with her boyfriend. Oh man, I'm telling you, ain't nothing but destruction coming. And see, and this is telling you, man, when you see somebody that is living morally wrong, you don't want to get in that. You don't want to get in that clique, man. You don't want to be associated with that. You really don't. Because if you do, you'll end up being destroyed. Verse 15. In the light of the king's face is light, and his favor is like a cloud of the latter rain. In the Message Bible, it says, good-tempered leaders invigorate lives. They're like spring rain and sunshine. See, when you're a good person, man, and you in leadership, man, you're going to treat people right. This is what this is talking about, treating people right. And a lot of people, when they get in leadership position, the first thing they want to do is take advantage of the people that's below them. Verse 16, how much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. Wisdom and understanding, man, got power. Matter of fact, let me show it to you. Let me go back to chapter 4. This is verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding. Have you heard that term educated fool? Somebody that's got an education and don't know how to use it. See, when you got wisdom and you ain't got understanding, you don't know how to apply that. You don't know how to use that. But it says, listen, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get the knowledge. And in all you're getting, get understanding how to use it. Because if you don't have that understanding of how to use the knowledge that you have, it's worthless. And listen, exalt her and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory. She will deliver to you. When you get wisdom and you exalt understanding, man, it's a blessing on that. Okay? In the Message Bible, it says, get wisdom. It's worth more than money. Choose insight over income every time. Insight is your intuition. And because a lot of y'all got these television with this drama and this confusion and this chaos going, you can't listen to your intuition because you got too many other things in your head. That's why I keep telling y'all, man, a lot of y'all need to turn that television off because it's creating nothing but confusion in your life and it's short-circuiting your intuition. Verse 17, the highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his way preserves his soul. The Message Bible, the road of right living bypasses evil. Watch your step and save your life. But see, people embrace evil because they can get a return just like that. See, when they embrace wrong, they get a return just like that. It's almost instantaneously, but it won't last because the wealth of the sinners is laid up for the just. Okay? Verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. Boy, and you're getting ready to see that right now. Pride goes before destruction. When you pride, you can't nobody tell you, now you it. But let me give you the definition of haughty. Hold on. Let me give you the definition of haughty. Haughty, an attitude of arrogant superiority, disdain, or scornful pride, where someone acts as if they're better than others. Now, do you see that in our politics today? Do you see anybody with an attitude of arrogant superiority, disdain, or scornful pride, where they act as if they are better than others? See, even in this conflict that we're in, we acting like we are better and getting our butts kicked and can't even tell the truth about it. See, listen, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You're going to think you untouchable, buddy, and you're going to be destroyed. This is what it say in the Message Bible. First pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. Look at our politics. You can see that right now in some of the people that are leaders. They got a haughty spirit, thinking they better than. And they're going to fall, man. They're going to fall. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Okay? Verse 19. Better to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. Better to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. Okay, the Message Bible says it's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. Let me read that again. It's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. And that's what everybody want to do. They want to be with the rich and the famous, and not realizing that's a mistake. Verse 20. He who heeds the word wisely will find good, and whoever trusts in the Lord, happy is he. Man, I can tell you, I am an example. Okay, I can tell, man, when you trust God, a lot of stuff you just know it's gonna work out. You don't know how, but you know God got your back. It's gonna work out for you. I'm telling you. Thank you, Gino. All right. In the Message Bible, it says it pays to take life seriously. Things work out when you trust in God. And you can't be scared when you're trusting in God. You can't second guess when you're trusting in God. Okay? You can't doubt when you're trusting in God. And see, and a lot of us, when we go and we talking about we trust in God, but doubt sitting on one shoulder, fear sitting on this one. And they both are talking into your ears. And you have to block both of them out when you trust in God. Because you believe in, man, this going to work out in my favor. It's going to work out in my favor. Don't know how. Man, this situation with this cop, man, that's going to work out in my favor. I can't tell you how. I can't tell you when. All I can tell you is it's going to work out in my favor, man. He ain't going to be able to touch me. And what he's doing for evil, God is going to turn it around for my good. Okay? You can trust in God, but there's nothing there. No, it is your faith. How you see? That's what I'm talking about. How you gonna trust in God and there's nothing there because you're doubting now? Let me see who this is. Hold on a second. I think I got a troll in the house. I think I got a troll up in here. See, this is what I be trying to tell y'all. Let me see here. Let me go to the channel. Hold on. About channel. Oh, you came on 2019. Let's see here. Why Kalos ain't got no subscribers, but yet, you know what? I tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna get you out of here because I really don't feel like dealing with yeah, get you out of here. You go get some subscribers where you can go live. Isn't that amazing, man? When you trying to beat, see, every time you trying to be the light, man. Every time you try to be light, you're gonna always got somebody that's gonna come and try to be a distraction. But yet they can't do this. They don't even have courage to try to be the light. Um, verse 21. The wise in heart will be called prudent, and sweetness of the lip increases learning. The wise in heart will be called prudent, and the sweetness of lip increase learning. In the Message Bible, it says a wise person gets known for insight. Gracious words add to one's reputation. Okay, what's going on, David? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining. All right. Uh, verse 22. Here we are, back to understanding again. Understanding is a wellspring of life to him who has it, but the correction of fools is folly. In the Message Bible, it says true intelligence is a spring of fresh water, while fools sweat it out the hard way. See, the correction of fools is, man, when they do something stupid and punish. That's how you're gonna correct a fool. You got to punish them. But see, when you live a righteous lifestyle, man, somebody can rebuke you, can tell you, man, that ain't right. What you're doing is wrong. And you'll listen. But that fool ain't gonna even pay you no mind. I'm telling you. Verse 23. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth and add learning to his lips. Okay? The heart of the wise teaches his mouth. Because the Bible say out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. Whatever you got in your heart in abundance is going to come out your mouth. If you got wickedness in your heart is full of wickedness, everything that come out of your mouth is going to be wicked. Trying to get over, trying to do all of that. In the Message Bible, it says they make a lot of sense. These wise folk, whenever they speak, their reputation increases. See, because when you talk to a wise person, man, they gonna simplify stuff for you to help you understand it. That's what wisdom does. Wisdom simplifies things so you can better understand what you're dealing with. And when you can simplify things for people, they have a greater appreciation because now they get it. They get it because you have simplified it for them. Verse 24. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. Listen, pleasant words are like honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bone. In the Message Bible, it says gracious speech is like clover honey, good taste to the soul, quick energy for the body. So that tells you if gracious speech is good for the body, then what about the negativity? It's rottenness to the bone. See, you can get out here just like this person that I just blocked. See, a lot of y'all don't realize, man, the stuff that you speak out of your mouth is your fruit. That's fruit that you're speaking. And it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. If it's good for you, it's going to have a good impact on your body. If you start speaking negativity, it's going to have a negative impact. Just a matter of time. Have you seen some negative people, man, how sick they look? They don't even look healthy. And then if they are healthy, there's something eaten at them that they have not yet discovered. Verse 25. There's a way that seems right to a man, but it ends in the way of death. There's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. In the Message Bible, it says, there's a way that look harmless enough. Look again. It leads straight to hell. And this is how a lot of our young kids are getting caught up, because they look at some stuff that seems like it's the right thing to do. And it's leading them straight to hell. And once you get in it, buddy, it's a wrap. Verse 26. The person who labor for himself, for his hungry mouth drives him on. In the Message Bible, it says appetite is an incentive to work. Hunger makes you work all the harder. And see, everybody out here got something motivating them to do what they do. Everybody, care who you are, you got something or someone who's motivating you to do the stuff you do, whether it be right or wrong. Because you got a lot of people out here trying to be people pleasers and not even appreciate it. But they doing everything they can to try to woo this person, impress this person. And that person don't give a damn about you as an individual, only cares about what you can do for them. That's all that matters, is what can you do for me? And you got men and women that are bending over backwards to do stuff for people that have no appreciation. What's up? And some of y'all got 20 people up in here, and I bet you some of y'all up in here with that. All right. Verse 27. An ungodly man digs up evil, and it's on his lips like a burning fire. An ungodly man digs up evil, revenge, getting even. See, that's an ungodly person trying to throw a stumbling block in your way. Whatever. Could be your coworker, could be your family, could be your spouse, your children. Okay? Don't think it ain't some children that ain't trying to do some stuff to their parents. Right? That happens. Okay? In the Message Bible, it says mean people spread mean gossip. Their words smart and burn. But you know something about that mean person? They won't be able to destroy you if you keep walking in your righteousness. They won't be able to touch you if you living in your righteousness. It's only when you stoop down to their level that now they got an advantage over you. But as long as you keep the high road, it ain't nothing they can do to touch you. Yeah, it might be inconvenient. Yeah, it might hurt. That's where that trusting in God comes in. When somebody trying to do something evil to you, man, that's when you're going to have to trust God. Man, this is going to work out in my favor. Verse 28. A perverse man sows strife, and a whisperer separates the best of friends. You know what a whisperer is? A gossiping person is who separate the best of friends. A gossiping person who separates the best of friends. That's why you have to be careful what you saying to people and what you reveal about your life. No matter how much you trust people, man, there is a limit about what you're going to reveal that's going on in your life. Because a lot of people will take that and use it and hold it over your head and use you. Okay? All right? That whisperer, that gossiping person is the one that comes between the best of friends. All right? In the Message Bible, it says, troublemakers start fights, gossip, break up friendships. I just told y'all, gossip is what breaks up friendships. Gossip. And some of y'all feeding into that gossip. Verse 29. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good. In the Message Bible, it says, callous climbers betray their very own friend. They stab their own grandmothers in the back. That somebody can't be trusted, man. There's some people you can't trust. You just can't trust them. And sometimes it's family. And believe it or not, you can find these very same people in the body of Christ right now that'll stab you in the back. And you thought they was your friend. They'll even take advantage of their own parents. What you think they're gonna do for you? They ain't got no respect for their own blood. What kind of respect you think they got for you? None. Verse 30. He winks with his eye to devise perverse things. He purses his lips and bring about evil. Man, when somebody purse their lips, you know, that's when you pursing your lips. When you pissed off and boy, that's pursing your lips. Okay? When you look at somebody, you ain't got to say a word, but they can see the expression you pursing your lips. Okay? In the Message Bible, it says a shifty eye betrays an evil intention. A clenched jaw signals trouble ahead. And a lot of y'all ain't paying attention to it. Ain't even paying attention. Look at the times you done got mad. And you be biting, man, that's a pursed lip, man. You got some bad intentions. When you run across a person doing something like, man, you got bad intentions. Just that simple. Verse 31. The silver-haired head is the crown of glory. It is found, if it is found in the way of righteousness. That's a good person who's, man, if I let my beard grow out right now, it is all gray. If I would let my beard grow out right now, it's all gray. I still got a little black. Ain't much. It ain't much. But I still got, if I let my hair grow out, I still got a little black in there. But if I let this beard grow out, shit, it's all gray, man. All gray. Listen, gray hair in the Message Bible, it says gray hair is a mark of distinction, the award for a God loyal life. Gray hair is a mark of distinction, the award for a God loyal life. Gray hair. So that gonna tell you right now. See, a lot of y'all be dying your gray. A lot of y'all dying your gray, and that's your blessing, man. That is your blessing, and you ain't you're not enjoying it. Okay. Verse 32. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Man, when you can control your anger, your emotion, you in control. The Message Bible says moderation is better than muscle, self-control better than political power. And because when you got self-control, man, you got discipline. Everything don't get your attention. Ladies, you want me to tell you how you can recognize a man that's got some discipline? Let a fine, pretty woman walk toward him. See, that disciplined man is going to enjoy everything in front of him. And once she pass him, see, a disciplined man ain't going to do this. A disciplined man, I don't care how pretty she is. When she passed by, she gone. He ain't going to turn around and look. That's a disciplined man. And you some of you fellas, man, y'all be talking to your boys, and a woman walk by and he'll interrupt the conversation trying to follow that woman. That's an undisciplined person. Undisciplined, ladies. And you have to know that anything that can get their attention, they undisciplined. They are undisciplined. And it says uh, uh, moderation is better than muscle. Man, when you got moderation, you got control. You got control. When you got moderation, you ain't gonna overindulge when you got moderation, because you got a limit. Them people ain't got no moderation, man. They ain't got no limit. Look at that's how come so many of them strung out on drugs right now, because they ain't got no moderation. You know, they just want more, 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 and more. No moderation, no discipline. Verse 33. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. In the Message Bible, it says, make your motions and cast your votes, but God has the final say. No matter what kind of life you live in, good or bad, God has the final say. And that's the end, man, of chapter 16. Okay? We got this boy, it's windy outside now. We got this storm that's supposed to be coming through here. But it's windy, but you know, all is well. All is well. Man, anybody got any questions? If you got some questions, you very welcome, Gino. If you got some questions, please submit them, and I'll do the best I can to answer. If you got any questions, don't bring no foolishness up in here. All right, I don't care about them e-files and all that other stuff that's going on. Man, that stuff ain't putting out one dime in my pocket. Not one dime is it putting in my pocket. So I don't even try to focus on what they do. What they do, they gonna still be doing it. But in the meantime, I'm trying to do something to better me, for me and my family. Is what I'm focused on. Okay. How do you deal with a contentious woman? Matter of fact, let me give you the definition. A lot of people might not even know the contentious. Hold on. Let me give you the definition. Contentious. Heated disagreement, arguments, or points asserted in a debate. How you deal with a contentious woman? You don't. Let her, whatever she want to do, let her do with it. See, the Bible say, wait a minute, hold on. I'm close to that. It's better to dwell in the wilderness. Hold on, let me give it to you. That's in Proverbs. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here we go. Proverbs 21:19. It's better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. Man, leave her alone. Stay to yourself. That's how you deal with an angry, contentious. Because you ain't gonna win that battle. You're not gonna win. And when you got an angry, contentious woman, man, leave her to herself. Let her fuss and fight with herself, because as long as you fight with her, you just gonna add fuel to the fire. You got to leave her alone. And there's one scripture say it's better to dwell on a rooftop than in a house with a brawling, angry woman. Well, you could. Well, some people are not in a position to walk away. Some people not in that position to walk away. See, you got to realize, man. Yeah. You see, you got to realize one thing, and see, and let me tell you something. Listen to me. Um, you have to decide what's good for you, and sometimes it might take a leap of faith for you to get out of that situation. Some they right now, man, their parents living under the same roof, sleeping in separate bedrooms, raising dysfunctional children, and to turn around and tell you they don't hate nobody, but they can't even sleep in the same bed with the person they once said they loved. So you got to figure out, man, what's best for you in that particular situation. Because I guarantee you, before you said I do, you saw some symptoms of that you totally ignored. You saw the symptom. You just ignored them because you were so in love. And that happens, man. But if you never go through nothing like that, you ain't gonna learn nothing. Okay? You ain't gonna learn nothing. And all a person in a bad relationship is gonna do is teach you how to love that person that's right for you. My wife is from the Philippines, but it was a black woman that showed me where the love was in my heart. She didn't appreciate it, okay? But she showed me where the love was in my heart, okay? So when I met my wife, I know where this love is. Because I've seen it, I know it, I've discovered it. That's all a person that when a relationship ain't working, man, they just teaching you for the right person that comes along. But in the moment, you don't see that because you're hurt. You feel you taken advantage of. But man, they teaching you. They taught you. They showed you the love in your heart. And when that right person come along, see, you ain't got to find that love. You know where it is. You already know where it is, and you know how to tap into it. See, most folk don't even know where the love is in their heart because they ain't never been hurt. See, they've never been vulnerable. They've always been cautious. And that's the way it is. All right? Randy say not when you're her caregiver. See, you got an ulterior motive. You welcome. You welcome, man. You got an ulterior motive. See, you're doing that with an ulterior motive. But no, man. This is why I like Proverbs. Because Proverbs is gonna show you what to do and what not to do. If you really pay attention, it's gonna show you. And sometimes it ain't pretty. When you have to examine yourself and really look at yourself, sometimes that ain't pretty. Sometimes it's painful. When you really have to admit who you are. I ain't talking about the image that you portray to other people. I'm talking about when you look in the mirror at yourself and you start saying and be honest with yourself, man, that was messed up by me. Okay? Yeah, you do need to figure it out. You do, man. Most folk don't know who they are. Most folk, if you ask the average person, Gino, man, thank you for that $5, man. Thank you, I got it, brother. Thank you, thank you. You're the first one today. Give me some money. May there be many, 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 many more after you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. But listen, if you ask the average person, who are you? They ain't even got an answer. What do you mean? Who am I? I'm me. What does that mean? What does that mean? You have a definition of who you are. And most folk can't define who they are as a person. Give you an example, and it's going to change as you go along. I'm a loving, kind, passionate, no nonsense father, grandfather, and husband. You got a definition of who you are, but the average person cannot define who they are. They don't know. They've never tapped in to who they really are. I'm me, but you got a definition, and you need to find out who you really are. Ain't that person going to work? Ain't that person pretending? Man, you take off that mask and see who you really are. All right? Any more questions? Anybody got every night, man, at 8 o'clock? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay? I'm coming in here today in Proverbs, and I put the date next to it so you can see each day is different. And just if people want to come, fine. If nobody was in here, man, I'm still gonna be just as passionate about what I'm teaching, because I'm gonna get me some replay viewers. And all I need to touch is just one person, because I don't know who they know. I don't know. See, this is why you have to be careful, because you don't know who people know. Okay, you don't know. That's why it's always nice to be kind to people, because you don't know who they know. Okay, and those are the very person you're nasty to, that you're rude with, could be the very person that has your answer. Somebody got James 5:20. Hold on, James 5:20. Let's see what it says. Let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sin. Let me read it again. Let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sin. In the Message Bible, it says, "Get them back, and you will have rescued precious lives from destruction and prevented an epidemic of wandering away from God." And unfortunately, we got a lot of wolves in sheep clothing in the pulpit. The churches now have become generational wealth for families. It ain't about the work of God. A lot of these preachers are building churches to pass down to their children, so they'll have generational wealth. That's what a lot of these pastors are doing. They look at T.D. Jakes. What did T.D. Jakes do? Pass it down to his daughter. Okay. Uh, let's see. John 20:23. Let me see what we got here. It says, "If you forgive the sins of any, they are forgiven. If you retain the sins of any, they are retained." That's what it says. And uh, it says, if you forgive someone's sin, this is the Message Bible, they're gone for good. If you don't forgive sins, what are you going to do with them? See, and which means all you can do is just be angry when you don't forgive. You just angry because you won't let go. When you don't want to let stuff go, man, you just keep reminiscing, ruminating over it, just marinating in it over and over and over again. But when you forgive that stuff, man, you can let it go. It don't bother you because you didn't forgave it. You ain't holding on to it. See, when you don't forgive, you holding on to some stuff, and life is just passing you by. And some of this stuff you holding on from your childhood, and you got children and grandchildren, and you still holding on to some things that happened to you when you were young. Okay, all right, and that's what happens, man. See, when somebody do something wrong for you and you don't want to let it go, all you're gonna do is just keep reminiscing about, and you're gonna be going through these scenarios in your head about what you should have done, or if it comes to you again, what you're gonna do, and those things never happen, and life is just passing you by. You can't even enjoy yourself because you're holding on to some crap that you can't do nothing about. You won't let go. And life is just passing you by. You can't even enjoy life because you're holding on to some shit that you can't do nothing about. But you don't want to let go. Because as long as you in your pity party, that's how you get attention. That's what, and you don't know, folk, you getting on people's nerves because you don't want to let nothing go. Oh, they tolerate you. They'll put up with you. But when they see you coming, man, they be trying that plot and escape. Because they know all you gonna do is still have your pity party. That's how you get your attention. I know what I'm saying is right. Because I've seen it. I've seen it, man. Folk don't want to let nothing go. And ain't nothing you can do about it. But you won't let it go. Now, tell me I'm lying. And some of y'all got family members, won't let nothing go. Got friends, won't let nothing go. Co-workers, won't let nothing go. And they want you to sit there in their pity party. That's what they want you to do. Sit there in that pity party with them and entertain them. And the story never changes. Okay? I'm serious. I'm serious. See, that's because see most folk are afraid, don't want to hurt nobody's feeling. Don't want to hurt nobody's feeling. I don't want to tell them the truth. Okay? That's a pity party. That's what keep them in bondage. Man, when you don't want to let nothing go, man, that's just keeping you in bondage. That's all it's doing. It's keeping you in bondage. Cause you 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 can't, you don't see no future. You don't have no ambitions. Cause you're too busy, man, holding on to that unforgiveness. You won't let it go. You won't let it go. And that's the thing that has been working for you to get you the attention you're looking for. But you won't let it go. And that's all I'm saying. Man, let that stuff go. Ain't nothing you gonna do. It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. You have to change. And see, and most folk, that's what they find difficulty in changing. Okay? That's what most people struggle with. Man, they struggle with change. Because when you finally come to the realization about what you're doing, you're gonna have to decide something gonna have to go. You're gonna have to let something go. You see? And most folk afraid to let that stuff go. See, because now they're gonna have to be accountable. Now they're gonna have to be responsible. So if I keep holding on to this, I don't have to be responsible. I don't have to be accountable to myself. Because I'm still wallowing in my pity. And you just turning people off. They don't even want to be around you. And you don't even realize it. All right? Hope I'm making sense to somebody. I hope it helps somebody. Come on, man. Get out of this foolishness. Man, I'm telling you, turn that television off, man. Sit down with yourself. Be quiet for a minute. And get to know the voice of God. See, a lot of y'all don't call yourselves Christian, and you don't even know what the voice of God sounds like in your conscience. You don't even know. You don't even know what the voice of God sounds like because you got too much confusion in your life. You got too much chaos, division, and animosity and anger. You drown out the voice of God. And if I ask you, man, what the voice of God sound like to you? You don't even have an answer. Think about it. You don't even have an answer. You don't have an answer to what the voice of God sounds like in you. Okay? And that's what you need to get familiar with. You know that something told me that was God. Okay? That was God. It might be soft. Man, let me tell y'all, the same voice that told me stop hating each other because you disagree 6 years ago is the same voice that told me true conductor. I was sitting in my car, man, missing my wife, missing her. And all I heard was truth conductor. Just like that, truth conductor. Man, that thing hit me and I'm like, whoa. Because everybody say, even today, people walk up and say, hey man, you work on the train? You on Amtrak? You work for Amtrak? You a conductor? People would ask me that. So when I heard truth conductor, man, that wasn't no big stretch because people already have been prepping me. Man, you look like a conductor. And any idea that comes to you, you're gonna be able to define it. If you can't define that idea, it ain't for you. And true conductor is nothing but a messenger from God. Anybody can be a true conductor. I just look like one. And I just took the image and ran with it. That's what I look like. Let me run with it. Let me run with it. And that's how it is, man. And I keep telling y'all, listen, okay? Man, I take this hat, I tell you, I'm true conductor. Okay? If I tell you that, man, you're gonna be, man, what is he smoking? What are you talking about, true conductor? What is he talking about? You can't even connect the dots. If I come to you right now, man, I'm true conductor. You can't connect the dots. But when I put this hat on, I'm the truth conductor. Now you can connect the dots. All right. What do you got? Matthew 6:33. This is gonna be my last one, and I'm out of here. Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. Seek ye first. When you seek in the kingdom of God, man, that's a lifestyle. That is a lifestyle. When you seek in the kingdom of God, that's a way of living. That's what that is. And his righteousness. You're not harmful. You're living a clean life. Didn't say you wouldn't cuss a joker out or you wouldn't get angry. Didn't say that. And unfortunately, the body of Christ, the enemy has gotten them conveying righteousness to being perfect. And it ain't got nothing to do with perfection. That's the sad part. A lot of Christians, just like they getting hate and disagreement to mean the same, and they don't. And righteousness and perfection is not the same. But we don't talk about that. We don't want to discuss that. And see, and that's what I'm talking about. Being accountable. Being accountable. All right? All right, y'all. Any more questions for me? Well, I ain't had not one of my moderators up in here today. It be like that. And not one of them came up in here today. But it's like that, man. I got some great moderators. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, man. When you listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you sin, you get out of the will of God. It's just that simple. When you start sinning in your life, man, you're not in God's will. You're not in God's will. You're not living the way He wants you to live when you start sinning. That's as simple as I can put it. And only you, okay, can know if your lifestyle is in God's will. Only you. And God will convict you, man. You know when you stepping out of God's will. If you one of His children, you know when you stepping out of His will. You feel it. You feel it when you out of His will, cause it's you're uneasy, ain't peace when you out of God's will. You ain't getting no peace. Forget peace. Peace leaves you when you out of God's will. It's gonna leave you. You can't be in sin and be in peace. You can't live a wicked lifestyle and be in peace. You can't do it. They don't go together. That's like trying to mix oil with water, and it ain't gonna never work. Okay? All right, man. Y'all be blessed. I see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Tell somebody, man, to come on up in here. I'm gonna keep doing it till God tell me to stop. And that's it. Bernie asked me to start back Saturday in Proverbs. I used to do Saturday in Proverbs, and the Lord said, why not do it every day? Because right now people going through some things, and they might need that lift that day. Instead of waiting for one day, just cover them all, and that's what I do. Okay, that's exactly what I do. We all sin, man. We all sin, but being harmful and taking advantage of somebody, that's the difference. All right. See you later.